Rowing the Charles, running Heartbreak Hill, and golfing at Granite Links. All the activities that put the great in Greater Boston. With its stunning skyline view and top 100 best in America rankings, Granite Links is a must-play destination for golfers near and far. The course and restaurants welcome visitors, or become a member and enjoy full club privileges. To experience the best in the U.S. right here in Boston, visit Granite Links, or to learn more, visit granitelinksgolfclub.com.
Back here again. Welcome to Steele Nazz, brought to you in part by Hedge Better. From our headquarters in Braintree, Massachusetts, tonight we have the return of our very first guest of this show, 2 years ago, Devin Alexander, as he'll update his marijuana delivery service, Rolling Releaf, and see what's ahead in the Massachusetts Cannabis Activist of the Year. That's a big time. That's
hell of an award.
Yeah.
Big title. Yeah, incredible title.
Yeah, as a personal friend of Devin, I seeing him grow from, where we've kind of grown, but, even bigger in his field of getting to that spot of, building it day by day. Very impressive stuff. Afterwards, week one of the NFL was something special outside of the Patriots. Losing Mac Jones obviously came up big, but we'll have our thoughts on that. And like I said, 2 years ago, man, just came around. September 12th was our 2-year anniversary of Steele Nazz. I feel like, I guess correct me if I'm wrong later, but I think we've come a long way since that day. And, it's something special that we've built here and take a lot of pride in. I want to thank, first of all, Justin and Hedge Better for, doing everything you guys do around here. Everyone here from Craig to Steele to, Anton, Magic, whatever bar they're in right now. And a big shout out also to Mass Music Radio and Shlomo Bo and James Askins. Really big help from you guys throughout the way. Yeah, here we go with Devin Alexander, creator of Rolling Releaf, a delivery marijuana service. We're now with my boy, co-founder and CEO of Rolling Releaf, Devin Alexander, Quincy native. How we doing tonight?
Feeling very good, guys. Very good to be back after 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
I was going to mention that, man. You were our first ever guest coming on, and, we really didn't know what we were doing too much, and I can't really say for you. I'm not sure where you were at in your point of view, but what's been going on with Rolling Releaf since then?
Yeah, honestly, at that point in time, Rolling Releaf didn't even exist. It wasn't even a concept. That's how long ago it was. My first time on your show, I was really promoting Expungement Day, which was a day where we gave individuals the tools and the resources to remove nonviolent cannabis crimes from their criminal record. Mm-hmm. A month after that, I enrolled into what's called the State Social Equity Program, a program designed to give minorities and people who have been disproportionately impacted by the war on drugs a chance to get their foot in the door. So that lasted from October 2019 to March 2020.
Oh, wow. Awesome stuff.
Till the end of the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So people that don't know, I think we all kind of talked about before, what is Rolling Releaf?
Rolling Releaf is a marijuana delivery operator that's going to be based in Massachusetts.
Nice.
So
Let's go.
What's so special about Massachusetts is they set aside delivery licenses exclusively for equity applicants. So we have a 3-year window to run adult use cannabis delivery before all the big dogs can hop in. It gives us a chance to obtain market share and really establish our brand.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
And the brand's unreal. Rolling Relief. What a fucking name. You guys blew it out of the park. Yeah. Blew it out of the park.
That's a brand I can stand behind.
Yeah, like quad entendre. Gotta love it.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. And, I went to Quincy High with you. I've seen you kind of grow through this. And like I said before, I got so much respect for you. I see you in the news and media. Like one day I just see you on Boston 25 News. Just tell me the first time that a news media outlet hit you up and you're like, wait, they want me?
It's funny because when we were taking the last class we were taking in person for the equity program, they had Fox 25 show up and there was a reporter there. I didn't really have too much going on at the time. She said she was going to talk to me, but she just skipped right over me and was like, yeah, we'll reach out to you after. And then, what happened was they released the initial delivery regulations, and they were pretty bullshit. They had it set up so you would have to contract with an adult use dispensary, take on all their product prepackaged, and everything you didn't sell at the end of the day, you would have to bring back to that store. I found that not to be financially feasible, so myself and a few other advocates created the Massachusetts Cannabis Association for Delivery, which I serve as the vice president of. We met with the Cannabis Control Commissioners, we showed them our financial projections and the concerns we had over this license type, and we were able to create a whole new license known as the Marijuana Delivery Operator, which allows us to go straight to cultivators and product manufacturers, buy in bulk, and store it in our facility overnight.
So you said the hell with that. We're gonna do our own shit. We're gonna
Exactly.
take.
That's
over.
awesome.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
crazy.
awesome.
Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea how to make my own license. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking
We
insane.
created a whole new license within 3 months, and that's just unheard of in any state. No
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
in
I mean, and
Massachusetts.
especially
Yeah.
for something that was once so tabooed, it's like what you're trying to do
Right,
to get
for-
that done in 3
Oh my
months. That's
God.
crazy.
For one of the longest war on crimes, war on
yeah,
drugs
like
of all
people-
time against marijuana, like that is insane.
It's
3
so
months.
crazy because like 10 years ago when I was a senior, I got arrested for a very small amount of cannabis. I was considered the worst person around. Flash forward 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
I'm a bright young entrepreneur for doing the same exact thing.
Right.
I'm
That's
doing
crazy,
podcasts.
man.
I'm on Fox 25. They're like, this guy he knows what he's doing.
Like, I
Yeah,
just-
now I'm getting a police escort to the interview, baby. Let's
Exactly,
go.
literally. Smoking weed with the officers before.
Exactly. So once we were able to create that new license type, that's when all the media attention really started gaining steam. You know, Fox 25, Channel 4, Channel 5, PBS NewsHour. Everyone just wanted
You
to talk.
name it.
Exactly. Nobody, 5 years ago, nobody gave a fuck what I had to say. Now
Right.
everyone just wants to talk to me and pick my brain.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what's it like at the podium with like your peers and stuff like that? Like you've probably been doing it a lot at this point. Any intimidation still, or are you just ready for it, ready to go?
Not now, but when I started out in the equity program, it was a class full of people who I would always see in the news and read about.
Yeah.
I see-
Like, you're the guy.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
I've seen you.
I'm sitting right next to him in class talking to him. I'm like, holy shit, I seen you on the news, man. So now I've kind of like become that guy now. It's like the opposite. You know, people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I seen you doing this, I seen you doing that. And that's funny, when you do this type of things, these interviews, you really never know who's watching. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
So on the like delivery aspect of it, I think when I saw you a month or two ago, we kind of talked about it a little bit before. But what is it when it finally becomes like the train has sailed? Like, what is the guidelines and what are you going to be able to possess? What are you going to be able to carry? When I see a delivery driver coming to someone's door, what's
Your door. Get it out there.
Yeah. What am I going to see?
Exactly. So the guidelines in Massachusetts are very strict compared to other states like California. So you have to have your vehicle, you have to have 2 drivers in the van. You're only allowed to carry up to $10,000 worth of products. You have to have 2 safes, one on the front, one on the back, and as well as 2 additional cameras. And your drivers have to wear body cameras as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're very
So it's-
strict. You can't carry like any firearms or anything like that. And you can't have any markings on the side of your van. You can't let them know like you're a cannabis delivery van.
Oh, really? So you're kind of hiding in the wind.
So it's
Yeah,
just like a white
incognito.
van just run. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
but that's
go.
what people assume. You know, we kind of overthink it. Like we don't even have to use a van. Maybe we can use like an SUV, and people won't even really know.
Oh
what we
yeah.
are.
Oh,
You
no,
know
and
what
I
I'm
get
saying?
like it has to be other like
Yeah.
a weed van is a target.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just
Like-
weed on the side
Yeah,
of the van,
there is $10,000 of weed
Yeah.
in this car.
Yeah, the people who are driving, they have to check in with the dispatcher every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So they're very stringent on the regulations when it comes to this.
Good. Wish the
So
best.
what else in preparation, like, do you have to take care of? What, like, boxes do you have to check before, the whole project is a go?
So many. So
Really?
many.
Is there any, like, just like, the check mark is bigger than the rest of them? Is there anything?
Oh yeah,
like, big-
definitely.
Big step?
Obtaining what's called the host community agreement. So host
Okay.
community agreement, it doesn't matter what kind of marijuana establishment you are. Everyone has to get what's called the host community agreement, whether you're a dispensary, grower, edible maker. They're contracts that are 5 years in length between you and the municipality you're operating in, saying that you have to pay 3% of your annual gross sales to that municipality. And so there's no oversight of these agreements, so they're ripe for extortion. And we saw that down in Fall River. The mayor was like
Yeah.
27, he was our age.
Yeah.
So he was like, if you want these agreements, I'm gonna need $300,000 and like 12 to 15 pounds of smokable flour, So the feds caught wind of that, and the kid was living like a Grand Theft Auto lifestyle. They caught him at like the country club at like 7 in the morning, arrested him. His trial just finished. He's looking at 11 years in federal jail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Arrested at the country club's a tough go.
Exactly.
That's a tough go.
So when you're like a small-time entrepreneur, it's really hard to obtain these agreements because the people who are getting them are more like, politically connected.
Yeah,
and they're like, if
gatekeeping.
you want these, buy us a new playground, buy us a new police car,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. And like someone like me, that's just not feasible at this
Yeah.
point in time.
Yeah,
It just sounds like a bunch
yeah.
of initiatives that you shouldn't even be on your mind.
Oh
So
my
that
God,
equity
exactly.
program was absolutely one of the best things that happened in Massachusetts for like small-time entrepreneurs.
Oh my God, yeah. So Massachusetts is the first statewide equity program. They had equity programs out in California, but they all differed by city. So Los
Right.
Angeles was different from Sacramento,
rules.
it's different from Oakland. So that really helps you establish yourself. And really, I really have to give a big shout out to Massachusetts for forming that equity program because it was literally better than any college acceptance letter I could ever receive.
Right.
You know, and I found out I got into that, and I was
That's
like,
awesome.
yo, let's go.
It's another wild thing for Massachusetts to be the state to do that
Right.
too,
Yeah.
because like no fireworks and shit. Like
I feel like
Pretty
we have been
strict.
pretty progressive on the forefront of like
Yeah.
legalizing marijuana, get it to the recreational level, and like you said, also having the regulations on it, developing these programs to like kind of set the standpoint for other states to follow the rules.
Yeah,
So-
it's crazy because Colorado legalized way before us, and they're just now getting into delivery. So people out in Colorado, they'll reach out to me and be like, "Hey, man, can I pick your brain? We're
Right.
talking about this. New Jersey
Wow.
just came online. New York's coming next. So it's a really exciting time on the East Coast for sure."
And,
awesome.
and small tidbit here, isn't there like a Devin Alexander with just like 1 million followers in the same business, right?
It's crazy because my mom showed me that kid years and years ago and was like, "Hey, this kid's just like you." And then he requested me on Facebook, and he actually slid into my DM. He was like, "Yo, what's good, Devin Alexander? Looks like he's the same height as me, same skin tone, around the same age,
Wow.
same exact first and last name, co-founder and CEO of a cannabis company in LA." I'm going out to LA on Halloween to see the Pats versus Chargers. I'm going to meet up when I'm
Oh,
out
that's
there.
going to be awesome.
Let's
we
go.
need that standoff
That's
picture.
awesome.
We need
Yeah,
that.
we need. Yeah.
Exactly.
At least the jersey swap.
Yeah,
That'd be
They finally meet. Yeah.
There can only be one.
Now, the moment I think I've been kind of waiting for, we talked a little bit before the show. So you're not growing your own weed. You're going to get distributors coming in. That's kind of how it goes. So you got a distributor, number 34, former guy for the Boston Celtics, Paul Pierce. Just tell me how you kind of interacted with him and got into that. I see the nice picture and everything.
Yeah.
I know you're a big basketball Celtics guy in
Yeah.
particular, so that must have
Yeah.
been big for you.
Oh my God, I bleed green. You know, I've
Yeah.
I lived in Massachusetts my entire life. I was born in '93. Pierce was drafted in '98, so I literally grew up my entire life watching Paul Pierce. He stuck with the Celtics through the bad times and the good times, and it was funny. He was one of my equity teachers. Who owns a company called the Hubcraft Company. They're based out in Fitchburg.
Yeah.
So they have a cultivation license and a product manufacturing license, and they have a licensing agreement with Paul Pierce. So they're growing the weed, and Pierce is slapping his brand on it. And so one of the COOs of that company was one of my old equity teachers, Noni Goldman. She reached out to me and was like, "Hey, Devin, we're going to be having a bunch of celebrity brands. Paul Pierce is one of them. Would you be interested in carrying his products?" I'm like,
You must
I
have,
had to play it
Well.
cool. I'm like, yeah,
you must have answered that.
Yeah.
Was it a call or an email?
It was a Zoom meeting.
Oh, I was going to
yeah.
say.
On the spot,
I was gonna
Christ.
say, if it was an email, you
camera
probably
goes
would have
black.
answered that in a half a second.
Yeah, could you give me a sex set? Play it off. Yeah.
So alongside Paul Pierce, they also have Whoopi Goldberg, Gary Payton, and the
wow.
original Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross.
Oh.
So we're going to be carrying all their brands, but Paul Pierce is the one that stuck out to me the most.
Oh, for
so
sure.
they sent me an agreement to sign, had my lawyers look at it, signed it. 48 hours later, they're like, "Oh, we're going to have a private meet and greet with Paul in downtown Boston. Would you like to attend?"
Oh,
Like, yeah, no, I'll swing through. So it was at the spot Yvonne's.
On the red line right away, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. It was at the spot Yvonne's, literally right in downtown.
Yeah.
You know, whole is your name on the list type deal. Walk in. We walk to the back of the restaurant. One of the ladies there, like, opens one of the books. It's a sliding bookcase in the back. This door just slides open, and you walk down. And this private lounge. There's like open bar, hors d'oeuvres all over the place. I'm chilling there for like 20 minutes. Then Paul Pierce rolls in with like a homie and one of his homegirls. And that's before like everybody was there. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta talk to Pierce before he gets swarmed. So I walk up to him. This is my third time meeting Paul Pierce, but my first time like having an intimate conversation.
Yeah, like meeting
with him.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
like
yeah.
sitting there, like having a 30-minute conversation with him. I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Devin Alexander. I'm gonna be carrying your brand." He was like, "Oh man, can I get your card? How long have you been doing this?" And he's huge. He's a huge human being, you know.
yeah.
So he's really humble though.
So at what point, like, obviously you kind of putting your fandom in your back pocket there, at what point did you kind of have to splurge a little bit, being like, "Yo, man, I was at that game when that happened"?
After a couple of drinks, I was
Yeah,
like, "Yo,"
yeah.
I was like, honestly, man.
Yeah, gonna be real with you.
I was like, yeah, I idolized you growing up, man. He's like, "Oh, thank you, man." Like, he just got into the Hall of Fame this past weekend. You know, I have his rookie card autographed. So
Wow.
he's just a really cool dude, and he has a bunch of stuff going on in California. But you know, he loves Boston. That's what he kept saying to me. He's always had a thing for the city of Boston. That's why he came back and did this.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see. I mean, obviously he's gone like the marijuana route, but you know his exit from ESPN. I'm wondering what he's going to do next.
That was kind of his announcement into the weed world, right?
Yeah.
The block.
I like to party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I told him how proud I was of him. He was like, "Oh man, they're weak because they wanted to talk about LeBron all the time." That's what he said. He was like, I don't
That's
wanna
the
talk-
best part,
I don't
'cause-
want to talk about LeBron all this time.
When he went to ESPN, I was like, Paul didn't seem like an ESPN
No,
guy, and then him just being like, "Fuck him" at the end. It's like perfect.
Exactly.
My whole thing of seeing it, I mean, well, I guess we'll get off this in a sec, but that was the girls, and I guess he's divorced, so that's out the window.
Yeah,
too,
you know,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why let the boys play? Yeah.
Greatest country in America.
So obviously, Paul Pierce was, a big stepping stone or, a big moment, at least in your career thus far with Rolling Relief. Has there been any other big moments where you're like, damn, like I didn't know I was going to get this far this quick?
Really, just with everything. When it comes to the licensing process, we just got our application deemed complete last Friday, and I'm almost positive we're the first one in the state to do so. When we created this new license type, we had everything in place that we needed to, get forward. We had the host community agreement in place. We had our location locked down. We had our community outreach meeting done. We had our multiple letters of good standing from the Department of Revenue, Secretary of the Commonwealth, and Department of Unemployment Assistance.
Oh, wow.
So having all those in place really helped us advance. This past weekend ago, I think, it was back on September 10th, I was at the NECAN Awards, and that is the largest cannabis convention on the whole East Coast.
And where is that located?
Right at the Heinz. Right
Oh, in Boston,
Right
nice.
in Boston,
Awesome.
right on
Yeah, the
Bliss,
big
right
guns. The
right on
big
Bliss.
guns. They're not messing around.
So I was nominated for 5 awards. I won 2 of them.
Let's
One-
go.
Go.
Let's
Congratulations.
go.
Let's go. Let's go.
One of them was Massachusetts Cannabis Activist of the Year, and I honestly did not expect to win that because there were so many other great individuals who were way more deserving than myself. I
So
felt.
what's your emotions like? Were you tearing up at all?
Yeah, it was
Like,
just good to be recognized by your
Yeah.
peers, and that really helps add to the accolades, everything we got going on. When
You get the
people-
speech going?
That's an incredible title.
Who was your
That
big,
is an
who was your
incredible
biggest
title.
thank you for that speech? Like, did you have anyone in mind?
Multiple people, honestly. Massachusetts was found by a lot of Massachusetts cannabis industry was really formed by a lot of strong women of color, such as Shalene Title, Kim Napoli, Chanel Lindsay, and they really inspired me to really not only want to be a business owner but also an activist as well.
That's
Because
awesome.
I feel
That's
like
incredible.
in this industry, you really have to. You got to be both. You can't just be the CEO and just like, oh, this is a good industry to be in. I used to do real estate, so I'm thinking of hopping cannabis. Like, you really have to have a passion for the plant.
Yeah, I got to be in there, proactive, because someone else is there. You know what I mean?
And
Someone
I
else
love that
there
word.
trying
Is
to do
that the activism word? Because we talked about it like with the community, especially where we talked about the taboo and it was illegal for so long. Like, you need to have that that mindset of like having the activism, standing up against the big dog, like being the underdog and still trying to have your voice heard.
Up against the man.
It's crazy because when we formed this new license type, we essentially cut the dispensaries out of the equation, and that pissed off a lot of them. So they have their own association known as the Commonwealth Dispensary Association, and back in January earlier this year, they filed a lawsuit against the CCC over the new license type we created, saying that was just unjust. And so during this time as well, it was like Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so a lot of these dispensaries that are part of the association were on social media saying Black Lives Matter, equality for all, but they're filing a lawsuit against mostly minority-owned businesses, and that's
Right,
what really
through
lit
the
a
equity
fire. That's what
program.
literally lit a fire under me.
Yeah.
So we started
Oh, yeah.
calling them out one by one. You see them started dropping out one by one, and eventually the lawsuit got dropped in a week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
unreal.
that
That's
should-
unreal.
that's just- yeah,
like
that's
sick,
unreal.
sick Twitter post. Be about it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's
Let's
awesome.
go. Love that.
But yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're stationed out of Middleborough, right? That's what I
Correct.
kind of looked up.
Correct.
So just maybe spin to when you get to the opportunity. Are you trying to grow around in the Boston area first, or is it trying to expand, nationwide, or
Yeah.
what's your overall plan?
No, we're actually looking to move closer to Boston.
Nice.
So Middleborough's locked down at the moment, but once we receive our provisional license, we're going to apply for a change of location and try to get more into the city of
Oh,
Boston.
really cool. Huh.
So this license allows us to have up to 2 delivery warehouses. We want to have one in Boston, and we want to have one probably in Central Mass, just like to make
Yeah,
sense of
spread
the
it out,
population
spread it out.
density. Yeah,
Yeah.
but obviously we want Massachusetts to be our stepping stone, because if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. So we have our eyes on Mass. We have our eyes on New York as well, and we have our eyes on Philadelphia when the time comes.
Now, is it too early to ask this question about what differentiates yourself from other competitors in terms of the delivery service? I know it's more of a talk the talk and walk the walk because that hasn't been legal yet. But is there any kind of mission statement you'd like to put out there, or something along the lines of that question?
It's definitely the Paul Pierce agreement. I have to say, we're the only delivery company in the state that has the agreement. with Paul
Ain't
Pierce.
that the truth, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Oh,
That's the truth.
wow.
Let's
Wow. Fire it up. Fire it up. Put it
sitting
on a
on
billboard.
that.
Put it on a billboard.
Exactly. So I definitely say that, and just our connection to the culture. You know, people love us. A lot of people think we're operational right now. That's just how much we've been out there constantly doing stuff. Working on the clothing line right now, getting it really popping.
Yeah.
People
Great
just
designs, great
blowing up
stuff.
my inbox. Like, I want that sweater.
So
I need
that's my
that
next
sweater.
question: is
Yeah.
how soon could people start to use your service?
That's the $1 million question right there.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, he waiting
We're
on it.
looking at the first quarter of 2022
Awesome.
in terms of the licensing process,
That's-
getting everything built out, getting the employees hired, getting the vans all compliant. Yeah.
And then just with you helping out with some of the laws, have you also talked to anyone on like a national level, as far as like on a federal level, trying to help anyone like progress the legalization as far as like taking away from a Class B drug? Because I know some of the speculation would be in 2035. I know they're thinking that, like a general idea of when it would be taken off the decriminalization list, but
Yeah, no, not personally, but I have a lot of people in my network who handle those conversations, and they'll sometimes pick my brain and say,
Right.
what
Wow.
should I say to this person about the stick down? What are your thoughts? It means a lot for them to come out and reach out to me and say that. But federal legalization has to be done right. It has to have social equity in mind, because we don't want all the Marlboros and the Budweisers hopping in and consolidating the industry,
Right.
making Amazon.
And-
Amazon
yeah.
gets in the game, so
exactly. And like you already said, we already saw. We already
and you
saw
know
this
he's
on the-
there. You know he's lurking.
and we already saw this on the small scale with you, even then coming after you guys with the lawsuit. Like you can
Exactly.
only imagine, like if you're going to take it away on a national level, how hard they're going to come after you.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
like,
Absolutely,
Uber,
yeah.
all
Yeah.
those people.
oh,
It's
I know with all the
yeah.
cars they have on the road, like anything.
Yeah, so I'm not in any rush to get it legalized. federally.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Stepping stones.
Now, who's been designing, the stuff, the sweatshirts, the shirts, everything
Yeah,
like that? Any big shout out?
I want to shout out to my dude, Lateb Baldion, out of Weymouth. He designed the original logo, but
Nice.
one of my homies that Bryce Hall knows got this new one designed. This is our alternate logo. We just came out with this 2 weeks ago. A lot of people are digging it.
Nice.
And, the sweater's really comfortable.
Yeah, that's it.
Is this,
Gotta love
is this
it.
the
The wheels on
TikTok
it.
Bryce Hall, or is this the Quincy TikTok?
It's the
Bryce
Quincy.
Hall?
It's the Quincy.
Okay, just making sure.
Clarification.
I wasn't sure.
Good
Wasn't
call,
sure how
good
big we
call.
were going here.
Awesome stuff. Now, I know you're a sports guy. We talked about Paul Pierce. So, when you're thinking about sports right now, what's the first name coming up? Maybe a little sports talk here.
Jason Tatum.
Ooh, Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum's the next pop. We sacrificed Paul Pierce for Jason Tatum. That's what it really came down to. And Jaylen Brown. I can't go
But you look
I've-
at... Yeah.
If you have to take one, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, who are you
mean,
taking?
I'm taking I'm a big Duke fan. I'm gonna say it right
Yeah.
now. I've watched every Jason Tatum game he's
I
played
love
since he entered
Jason Tatum.
college.
He's so
You
good.
know, I don't miss even in the Olympics. I watched all the Olympics games. He's 5 years younger than me, which still blows my mind.
Crazy.
It's just crazy to me. Like Mac Jones, 5 years younger than me. We have the same birthday. Me and Mac Jones.
Really?
He just turned 23. I just turned 28. I'm like, Jesus.
When's the birthday?
September 5th.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
yeah.
birthday.
Yeah,
Let's
this month,
go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a little Celtics talk, though. But so whenever the Celtics really don't have expectations for a season, they kind of overseed them.
100%.
That's the way I kind of see. I think Dennis Schroeder's going to come here, make an effective
Literally, I
presence right
forgot
away.
we had Dennis Schroeder
That's a good
until you
pickup.
just said that. Dennis Schroeder. Who was the other one? Josh Richardson.
Josh Richardson.
But we got like Hernan Gomez,
Yes.
Who- yeah,
It's a
I don't-
rag
which
Yeah.
like see ya. Yeah,
Ragtag.
God only
Where
knows.
did Josh Richardson come from? Atlanta?
No, Dallas.
Dallas
he was on the
Mavericks.
Mavericks. But he was on the Heat as well, and I think the Sixers too.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
all over the place.
The thing with basketball, and especially the Eastern Conference right now, there's just stacked teams that know they're
It's
in line
unfair.
to
Like
win.
Brooklyn's
Yeah.
unfair right now. It's
Yeah.
just.
That's why you
like,
really
come on.
appreciate what Giannis did this year, man. And
Oh
it
my
was
God,
really
like-
special.
Danny Ainge chose Kelly Olynyk over Giannis. I'll never, ever, ever get over that in my lifetime.
Yeah, what a fucking dickhead.
Danny
I
What a
Ainge,
agree.
piece of shit.
Danny
I agree
Austin
with that
Ainge
move.
flew to Greece to see Giannis in person and was like, nah, we're gonna trade up to get
Yeah,
Kelly
we're gonna
Olynyk.
trade up
We
to get
traded
this-
up. We
this
traded like two. I
monstrosity
remember
from
that
Gonzaga.
night perfectly because that was the same night we traded away
That would have
Pierce
been a
and KG.
perfect fit for the Celtics.
Exactly.
We had
So
that
they
strong
traded
power
two
forward
second-round
idea.
picks to the Mavericks to trade up to get Kelly Olynyk, 2 spots before Giannis. But honestly, no one could have seen Giannis becoming this.
No,
Not a
it's
single
incredible.
Oh, like you're saying, dude, on draft day, I would be livid.
Yeah.
When we drafted Giannis Antetokounmpo, I would have been pissed.
Who's that?
Yeah, who the
exactly.
fuck is that guy?
That
from
was like
Greece?
when,
I
when
would have
the-
been livid.
when the
And
New
obviously,
York
I would have
Knicks-
been wrong.
When the Knicks took
Freezing.
Kristaps Porzingis, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And then, like
Yeah, it should be pretty good.
10 days later, they're like, "He's the unicorn goat."
I love
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I will die for that man.
I love
Yeah.
Kristaps Porzingis. Great.
No,
great player.
absolutely.
Big Celtics loss that, it's not a big loss, but it's a loss to, I feel like me, is Taco Fall going to Cleveland.
R.I.P.
He's going to burn in hell in Cleveland.
The worst city in the
That's
game.
tough,
Yeah,
dude.
nah, Cleveland is not.
At least-
Hell of a trip, though. Cleveland. He was there.
You were on the trip?
He was there.
Jesus.
That was a long
Yeah, what a
weekend,
shitty
dude.
fucking town that is, man.
No.
You still have the biggest beef with Cleveland after
All
that
day.
weekend.
The place is awful.
No, it is. I can't like.
And it's never going to end.
terrible.
Like, yeah, another person to back me up here.
I'll
What a
never
piece
be
of
back.
shit.
I'll never be back.
Never in a million years.
Even if like someday I have a business meeting, no, we're doing it over Zoom. Not coming.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
coming.
yeah. No,
I quit.
It's crazy. We were at the Indians game because the Red Sox were in
Yeah.
the playoffs as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And we were just getting harassed the whole time by like the stadium personnel. It wasn't the fans. It was like the people that work there. They're like, you guys can't stand. I'm like, buddy, I just paid like $200 for these tickets. You think I'm not gonna stand up? And like we ended up getting kicked out before the game even ended. Are you serious?
That's when Price got shelled.
Yeah, like literally,
That
yeah.
was- that
Yeah, what was
was-
his name? The guy had a great name, the 3-run homer. Fuck, I can't even.
Oh, the lefty. Oh yeah. Oh, I forget his name, but
It was something awesome. I forget what it was.
That was you. It was you. It was Mike Steele, right? Lefty. Yeah.
Yeah,
Homer,
straight up.
Devin, appreciate you coming on the show, man. Always welcome. And, Rolling Relief, always a big advocate. What you do. It seems like you've been putting a lot of work in. Great 2-year anniversary coming back on here, man. And like I said, appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much for having me back.
Absolutely, man. Big things to the future. Let's get it.
Awesome.
Thanks, Evan.
If you are looking to shed those extra quarantine pounds and get stronger, or you're an athlete looking to get a slight edge on your competition, we have the gym for you. Introducing Slight Edge Fitness and Performance, conveniently located in Braintree, Massachusetts at 101 French Avenue. With Craig Kelly, best in the business, Slight Edge is offering individual, small group, and sports performing training in a private gym setting. The Slight Edge trainers will be sure to get your heart rate up, increase strength, and help you reach your fitness goals with a customized program. Find them on Instagram using the handle @SlightEdgeFit or visit their website at slightedgefit.com and set up a free strategy session while you're there.
That was Rolling Relief creator Devin Alexander. And man, like I said before the interview, personally, seeing this kid being able to grow, what he's been able to accomplish here in that industry itself as it's growing, because it's been legalized for the past couple of years now. And I always use this term of phrase, Rome was not built in a day. And he's defined that and really has excelled to his capabilities.
Absolutely insane. Like you said, in the intro, our anniversary, and he was our first guest. How far we've come. How far he's come.
Yeah.
Absolutely staggering. It's crazy.
Can't wait to get my hands on some of that Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
That collab.
The goods.
That's another thing I look at too. And I see all his updates on Facebook, but he compliments and he really tells about the other people who are behind the scenes. And I really like seeing that he's, I knew he was a team player going in, but just hearing it from, the horse's
I think
mouth.
that's a huge part with growing any company is that organic reach of building the community with inside of it.
Meeting the other guys, meeting them,
Yeah,
networking to get it done.
Yeah, just helping everyone out and that's
especially at a service like that where the entire industry is coming up.
Yes, yeah, especially when you're going against the standard quo of trying to reverse the laws against marijuana in the first place. So everyone kind of has that rebel attitude of being kind of tight knit and that underground lifestyle almost.
This is unbelievable to people back in the day.
Right.
What's going on?
My grandmother still says she's I don't know who would put that marijuana stuff in their body.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's got, now trucks are coming to your house.
Man, don't go to the Irish pub.
Don't do it.
Don't see what's in there.
Now we're going to hop right into NFL Week 1 into 2 talk. I guess we'll start with the Patriots as the New England Patriots. Great showing by rookie quarterback Mac Jones there, but they dropped a tough one to the in division AFC East Miami Dolphins 17-16. Unfortunately, end of the game fumble after a great game by Damian Harris, had 23 carries for 100 yards. Just a really tough pill to swallow. But you know what? There was a lot of things going on between the coaching staff, between injuries, and I'm going to go out on a tangent right now. And you know what? Yeah, Trent Brown got hurt, and you only averaged 3 yards per rush afterwards. But you give up on Ramondre Stevenson. You gave up on him after one carry. He fumbled, and he got blown out by, I think he played 2 plays all day. So there were two probably the worst plays of the game, which the other one actually leaned towards our way. So it was that fumble right in the beginning of the game, and it was when Landon Roberts blew him up. and then sacked Mac Jones at the legs, but they called it a 15-yarder.
Yeah, that was awful.
So he got blown up.
Loved it, but that was awful.
But my big point is, Bill Belichick has done so great for this team over the years. I never give him shit, but I'm going to give him shit today. If you take the ball out of Stevenson's hand, I understand that. But if you're not going to give a guy like Brandon Bolden any carries backing up, if you're just going to lean away on Damian Harris hasn't had more than, I don't know, look it up, probably over 15 carries in this league. You think he can just carry a whole rushing attack by himself? Not a chance. And I just think in number 42, they better be active this week because I think outside, James White isn't this guy who's coming out of the backfield. He's going to catch pass out of the backfield. I think their second best running back wasn't even in uniform, and J.J. Taylor. I think this running back committee, yeah, it's great, but it only works if the whole system is together.
Right.
I completely agree that J.J. Taylor should be a part of this team, be in there. I do Stevenson has done nothing where like Bill, since he became a coach, you have your moment. Don't fuck it up, and he fucked it up.
Yeah.
It's that simple. He didn't get back out there.
Can't be turning
No,
over the ball.
dude, and it's the Patriot. Bill doesn't care who you are. And Stevenson hasn't done anything for him, so he doesn't give a fuck about that guy. He put him in a spot, and that guy blew it. And that fumble wasn't even a fumble, so it's not on him. But he still blew the spot.
And he does that in every position too. If you're a lineman, you go off sides. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
if
you
if
fuck up
you're
the play.
best-
You fucked up the
exactly.
play.
You got to come
That's
out
it.
at least to play.
I get the do your job mentality, but when you don't have number 12 back there as your safety valve and you're able to really push these running backs around and say, sit on the fucking bench, I just don't agree with it because, the goal is to win the game. The goal is to go 1-0. If you have a tired Damian Harris at the end of the game, and again, I guess I'm making excuses of him for why he fumbled. He shouldn't have fumbled. But at the end of the day, you have a guy like Brandon Bolden who, is probably a 7-year veteran.
I'm not getting at
who
the
can
other
take more
running backs. I'm
carries.
just saying Stevenson.
No, but
I'm just saying, give it a White, do something, make it around.
I'm not
scramble
blaming
Jones.
Bill for benching Stevenson. If that's what you guys heard the first couple minutes of this, talk here, that's not what I had in mind. What I had in mind was give the ball to someone else. Don't give Damian Harris all of the carries.
Yes, I agree with that.
He's not ready for it yet. He might be ready for it by game 8. He is not ready for it game 1.
I feel that's always when the Pats have a good season is when we have one strong running back, and then we always spread it out between 3 to 4, doing wheel out, quick throw out plays, or just switching up with the different formations. But
who they missed last night. Last week was Rex Burkhead. I think he's another guy who if they picked him up in the offseason, he would have got a lot of carries the other day.
Oh yeah, that's holes. I mean, he would probably have field day with that. Team,
And anyone saying we should have kept Sony, go off to the fishes, pal. Line them up. Yeah,
Who gives a fuck?
running backs are that's my point. Running backs are a dime a dozen. All these guys are unbelievable athletes.
Of course.
So that's why I'm even saying give Brandon Bolden 4 carries and not 1.
And I know the loss on Sunday was bad, but the only thing that I have to say is the Miami Dolphins also had the most turnovers last year. That's a huge part of their defensive game is they just practice turnovers, and obviously it proves it wins games.
Yeah, and I think the Harris one was Xavier Howard, and he's
I think he had 13 interceptions
he's as good
last
as it
year.
gets, yeah.
So you can't really blame him. Tough game, but same thing. You like to take some positives out of that game too. Mac Jones
was the positive.
looking pretty fucking
Dude, he had
good.
5 throws. He got fucking nailed. And it was just a pearl right
that
there.
That last drive, even going down when they fumbled the ball, they were moving down the field. Quick slant passes, quick wideouts, quick run plays, widen out the defense.
Yeah.
He looked like an elite quarterback.
He's a game manager, and they managed the game. We were going to win.
Right.
And then it just happened.
Honestly.
It was right there.
The people I was watching the game with, they were like, oh, why doesn't he have any zip on his ball? Because he throws the ball to where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. Got to get there.
It's all accuracy for him. He did show some zip on a couple balls. There was one on the outside there to Nelson Aguilar. That was beautiful. That was insane.
The first quarter, the one he threw behind, I was like, yikes. We're about to have a rookie fucking blow this fucking game so bad.
The bad taste with New England sports fans, it can turn so sour.
I was legit. That was the third play of the game. I was like, we're fucked. This game's gonna be brutal.
Their defense though, as much as it's been talked about how good they were gonna be this year, and they are gonna be good. Don't get me wrong. But, they kind of dropped the ball in the running game. I thought Myles Gaskin had a great game. He only got 10-something carries, but he kind of made the most of them. That open, whatever it is, the open slant right out of the gate for Devontae Parker, that was a nail every time they did it. Like they could do that. I literally reminded of someone playing Madden and beating you by doing
Just the
one
same
play
play, yeah.
every
Yeah,
time.
it's
That's
legit.
literally what
Legit.
happened.
Audible, fast.
Yeah, switch it up, you coward.
Anyone who says, who the hell is that Waddle guy from Miami just doesn't watch football. You knew
Oh,
that
yeah, he's
coming,
a stud.
coming out of it, Alabama product. He didn't play all last season, by the way, so that's probably why you don't know him. But he's going to be a all-pro.
Yeah,
as you leave out the
we're gonna
big-
hate that guy for a good portion.
And
of time,
another
so.
big guy who I liked, I thought John Smith did terrific blocking and kind of made a couple nice catches out of the blue. Jacoby Myers had some nice catches. Nelson Aguilar was their leading receiver of the day.
Yeah.
He only touchdown. I thought he came
looked
out and
good.
played well. They have a bunch of okay receivers,
I thought
and I'm okay with that.
I thought Smith was going to be hurt when he got flipped and fumbled. Because that guy just absolutely, he hurdled, and that guy just pummeled his leg and just, flipped him. And I was like, fuck, he might be done. And, that's how you go.
Yeah.
I was like, but then he walked it off. I was like, nice.
So wait, Trent Brown got hurt in the beginning of the game, correct?
Yeah, he was gone. That was probably the pinnacle of the game because they only
He's definitely, if not the best lineman we have.
oh for sure.
yeah, 100%.
No, when
100%.
you saw right out of the gate, was it a 35-yard rush by Damian Harris, who blew right by his side?
Yeah.
And then, like I told you, the
after,
big stat only
3 yards or
averaged 3
something.
yards a carry.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that was the letdown of the game. And if you really, go down to the brass tacks, why did they lose that game? Is because they weren't able to run like they were able to. But that's a whole different factors. It's not just the offensive line. It's the guy Stevenson fumbling and just relying on one guy. What you've seen over the rushing attack from the Patriots over the years is running by committee, and they should. I thought they should have done more that Sunday, and I think they're gonna do. They should be doing more this Sunday against the Jets. We'll move on to this Sunday against the Jets. They're favored by 6 on the road. I don't think they're going to be with Trent Brown. Kyle Van Noy who also played a pretty good game
Yeah, he
on
looked
Sunday.
good back in action.
He's questionable. I don't know if he's going to play either. And then the Jets have Zach Wilson as their quarterback. He was pretty iffy last week against the Panthers. Jets are going to have a tough season, which is the way I see it. But this is a must-win game for the Patriots. They have to win this game.
100%.
In order to make the playoffs, you have to beat teams like this. Last year, they lost to the Texans. They lost to the Broncos. All these teams they should have beaten. That reason why they didn't make the playoffs. They're playing the Jets on the road. I think they have six points here. We'll get right into our NFL picks. I love the Patriots here. I think it's an easy move. I don't think the Patriots are going to score 30 points or anything like that, but I could see it being a 24-7 game, 24-10. I just think the defense is really going to come to play. And another thing to talk about is Mekhi Becton, who's just as big as Trent Brown. I think he's a second
He's
or third,
very good,
third
too,
year,
but
first
he's
round
done.
pick from the Jets. He's not playing this week. And Zach Wilson just got fucking annihilated against the Carolina Panthers last week, who aren't going to be that good this year either. I love the Pats in terms of their defense, controlling the game, and I don't really think Mac Jones has to do too much to win this game either.
I think the same way, and I think especially with Becton out, it's going to be tough for Zach Wilson because I forget the exact stat. And obviously, Tom was here for a lot of those years too. But the stat of rookie quarterback versus Bill Belichick is Bill's 15 and 1 or some
Just
shit like that. It's some shit.
You're walking into the
it's some
slaughterhouse.
shit like that. And this just being his second game, I don't think Zach, and he can run and do stuff, so he'll do some things, I think. But I think it's going to be a tough night for that kid. I think the defense is going to swarm him pretty big time.
I don't think this is just a must-win week for the Patriots. I think this is going to be my mortal lock of the week. Pats versus Jets. Hammer the 6 points.
Ooh, love it.
Because the Pats were underdogs last week, right? 3 points.
No, they were favored 3
they
points.
were favored for 3 points.
At home. That's why. That's the kicker probably there. I think that was good money for Miami. I mean, I guess it's easy to say that now.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got a rookie quarterback and a lot of questions on both sides. You still got a lot of questions, but I think they're going to come back fire, and I think this is going to be a good week to you got New Orleans and then Tom Brady in the next 2 weeks. So you got to get a W here in order to
need some momentum going in the next
exactly
few weeks. Need some
and
confidence.
New Orleans just fucking pieced up Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I
is
hope.
that home or away?
That's home.
Home, it's here.
The next 2
Yeah.
are home.
So much for Anton's prediction on Aaron Rodgers' revenge tour this year.
Yeah, that was a tough goal. I think he had 1.3 fantasy points or something.
Anton's the worst better I've ever heard.
You heard it here first. Bet fade Anton.
Anton definitely Who the fuck did the Texans play?
Oh yeah,
Because last week he was
J-Vo,
definitely like,
J-Vo.
he was like, the Texans are so fucking bad. Like, they don't stand a prayer at winning a
Everyone
game.
was, to his defense, everyone was like that though.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, like, he was hammered it so down the throats, and it was just, there it was.
Honestly, Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence lost his first game. Might be Gardner's to take here.
Yeah.
No, Gardner's with Philly. So
And that's,
he already got picked
and
up.
that's on them.
they traded-
And
they
that's
traded
on them. They traded away a franchise.
Good. I told you, Philly's my backup team, so I'm pretty jacked up
nah,
now.
he's just like falling through the clouds. He gets no publicity anymore because he's just like
He's the
not
Alex
gonna play.
Morgan of the league. He's got the best job in the league.
Moran or Morgan?
Alex Moran.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
yeah. From
Blue
Love
Mountain
it.
State
Blue Mountain
action.
State, one of
I
my
love
greatest
that.
shows
Love
of all
that
time.
stuff. We'll get on with the rest of our NFL picks since we're already on the conversation. We'll start with our locks of the week. And my lock of the week, after seeing them with a big time win, the Los Angeles Rams. So they're a 3-point favorite against the Colts. And I think my comeback player of the year, I don't even know if it's comeback or anything like that. He's finally in a new uniform. I knew he had talent. I know it's just one game. And they got Jalen Ramsey. That whole defense is incredible. I think the LA Rams are Super Bowl contenders, and I think Carson Wentz, his days are numbered in the NFL, I think, with the Colts. And I think the Los Angeles Rams are going to cover the 3-point spread.
I completely agree with you. That was mine as well. So I'm gonna ride it out and switch it up.
Switch it up on him.
Yeah, we're gonna go dogs. I like the Bengals over the Bears.
That's a good pick.
2.5.
See, we're on the same wavelength because that was my backup.
They
Yeah,
kind of rolled last week.
Dude, Joe Burrow and Jamar
Yeah.
Chase is going to be a
Fucking
hell of a duo.
It took them till overtime, but it did feel like a roll, I feel.
Yeah, they just. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter, but it was one of their touchdowns at LSU.
Yeah.
Krop
Oh, that was
tuned in
wild.
with,
Yeah, that was
It
wild.
was like
and
step
it
for
would
step.
just switch
Yeah.
to which one every second, and
That's sick.
Chicago,
their offense just looked incredible. As long as they can hold Khalil Mack off on the corner, I think they tune up the Bears.
No, if I was a Chicago Bears fan, I would just be choking every single person I'd see just to get to Matt Nagy. Like, you think Andy Dalton is like yeah, like, I get it. Justin Fields is the future, but just play him now. Like, literally,
I
like,
completely agree.
well,
This
you're
being my
wasting your
lock of a
time.
week, if it switches from Andy Dalton,
Yeah.
might switch. Like, I'm looking at it as Andy Dalton's
Oh,
gonna
it is
start.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
I
as of
watched
now.
the Bengals game. Like, same thing. Andy Dalton can get down the field. He moves really well, and then he gets down there and throws an interception.
Fuck.
You're like, God damn it! Like,
Yeah.
have him do half the field, throw in Justin Fields for the red zone, and let's.
But how is that like a plus from Mitchell Trubisky last year? Like, it's not.
It's
No,
No,
it might
get-
be. It might
get
be a
on to
downgrade.
Justin
It might be
Fields.
worse. Yeah.
Who scored the only touchdown in between them? I think, what's his name, went on the field and ran one in, Fields.
I think so. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
so
to
good
be
things
honest. I'm
happen
not
when he
sure.
comes on the field.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, we need to switch that up.
All the pun intended, yeah. So we'll get to the Sunday night game. Kansas City on the road against Baltimore. Baltimore just got upset in overtime against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Game was crazy.
It
The
was.
last 5
It was
minutes of
electric.
that game
It
was,
was electric.
insane.
Kansas City on the road, 3.5 by the half point. They'll probably win by 30.
I watched Derek Carr throw, and I get there was overtime and shit, so that adds on to it. But if Derek Carr can throw, and I know the secondary for the Ravens is hurt too, but I mean, if Derek Carr's throwing for 400 and whatever yards, like Patrick Mahomes is about to have a
700.
day. Yeah, like he's about to feast on you.
Just double up.
Yeah, so
No,
I definitely think the Chiefs.
The whole thing, I hate Tyreek Hill too. He's on my
Oh,
fan.
yeah.
I just got him on fantasy team because he just scores points. I honestly hate the guy. But like, if he catches
Literally
the
a
ball,
bad
no
person.
one's going to, no one's gonna catch him.
Oh yeah, fastest guy alive.
he's
He's,
pretty
fucking fast as hell.
Yeah.
Monday night game. This is kind of a different one now. Aaron Rodgers is getting pieced up by the New Orleans Saints there. Detroit on the road against Green Bay. Green Bay's got 11-point favorite. I think this is coming out the Lambeau Field feels all day. A.J. Dillon's gonna get it going.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is gonna get it going. Devontae Adams gonna get it going.
I hope so. I really
Randall
do.
Cobb back in Green Bay didn't do anything last week. I think he comes out this week. I'm thinking at least a 14-point win.
See, I definitely think that the Packers are going to win, but I think might take the points with the Lions. Goff, they tuned up the 49ers defense. Scored 33 points, and if he didn't throw a pick six, they would have.
It was garbage minutes. It was garbage minutes.
That's how you cover an 11-point spread.
Exactly.
We're talking about Aaron Rodgers here. We're talking about Green Bay, who just got their
4
asses
points
kicked
last week.
We're talking about getting their asses kicked.
And maybe I believe the conspiracy. Aaron Rodgers taking the season.
Oh,
Maybe he's just giving it in,
hot take. I like
not
it.
doing anything.
Jesus.
Might suck all season.
That's getting crazy now.
Look out.
I don't know if we
Look
can air
out.
that.
I know. No, I think the Packers win, but I think it's less than 11.
Wow. I like that. I'm probably I'm gonna go Lions. Like I said, I'm a big underdog guy. I don't think the Packers are turning it on yet. I just don't think it's the time.
I just feel bad for Jared Goff because I think he just got traded to Detroit to get fed by the Wolves. I think it's his career's Super Bowl, and then he's just
had a
going down the
crazy
roller
ride,
coaster
yeah.
ride. I don't think he's coming back up.
No, that doesn't come back up. That guy's a fraud.
Crazy
Yeah.
ride.
So out of week one, what was the biggest takeaway from week one out of the whole league?
Biggest takeaway: Tom Brady's still got it. Don't let him have 2 minutes left driving down the field. Mac Jones is looking fucking good. A positive attitude for the Pats season. Pats just career in general.
For me, it was Matt Stafford. I just think you put him in a uniform that's not Detroit, and he's going to shine. This guy has an absolute sling.
Oh, yeah.
He finally has guys as receivers. He made Cooper Kupp look like Julian Edelman.
Cooper Kupp was going off.
Yeah,
too. He was
he
having a
absolutely
good
went
day.
off.
Yeah, Zarek Cooper too, right? Yeah.
I think my biggest is probably look out for the Cardinals. I think the
Yeah.
Cardinals look good, man.
Yeah.
That team looks scary.
Who they beat? They beat someone pretty good, right?
They played the Titans.
The Titans, and they killed them.
Yeah, and Kyler Murray, that could MVP votes could be up there with it.
Oh, for sure. When you have
He looks incredible.
When you're throwing DeAndre
Oh, yeah.
Hopkins, and I think AJ Green is going to be back to somewhat AJ Green. This
Yeah,
year.
I mean they had to play. It was he ran 40 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and then threw a 20-yard
And I was watching
pass.
that game.
And it was whatever.
I think Chase Edmonds is rocking number 2 now, and I had no clue that was Chase Edmonds till the end of the game.
Yeah, no, I think if I
the
was
whole number swap thing is kind of wild.
that division's wild. All 4 of those teams are good.
I thought it was gonna be cool going in, but now I kind of agree with Brady. I think it kind of sucks, the whole number thing.
See that I as a big college football guy, I'm used to linebackers rocking 4. So I don't know, it doesn't really affect me.
I just think the whole
I don't
they
really
were
care.
this number before, but now I have no clue. Watching Sunday Night Football and seeing Jalen Ramsey be number 5, I didn't know who it was till he made a hell of a hit. I'm like, okay, that's Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, but now you do.
Yeah, I
I
guess
don't know.
maybe week 2 feels will
Yeah,
be better.
it's week 1.
Yeah,
man.
maybe week 2 feels will be
You ever
better.
seen teams that players will have the same number jerseys and
Yeah.
they just don't play the same positions? They're no, I need this.
Yeah,
number.
the offense and defense guy, and it's
they'll
all right,
both
buddy.
have 2. Come on, just pick 3.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, man.
Yeah, figure it out.
My last takeaway from it, Russell Wilson still got the deep ball.
Absolutely.
He threw a 70-yard bomb to Lockett there, and I was like, yeah, Lockett had 4 That's Calvin Johnson's number, 4 receptions, 180 yards, 2 TDs.
One of those was a Willie Mays one too. He caught it just falling over
Oh,
here,
yeah.
and I was like, damn.
Also,
Oh, yeah, he
breaking
woke up.
news:
Yeah.
Flash Gordon also cleared to play for the NFL. If
Yeah.
someone's
Where's he
thinking-
going?
I don't know.
The Pats need him.
Pats could have
Pats need
been
him.
using him.
Yeah,
Rolling relief.
that would change.
I think I saw someone looking
changed.
into him, but
That would change our dynamic entirely. That would be amazing.
he's such an athlete. He's such a good player. Sucks.
Yeah, moving on. Our last topic of the night, the MLB wild card picture. As it looked like it was going to be a born to live Garrett Cole versus Chris Sale, Red Sox Yankees 1-game wild card playoff, has quickly turned into the absolute wagon of a seat that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has.
Yeah.
Leading the league in home runs, leading the AL in batting average, and I think he's 5 back of the RBI. Everyone's saying
4 or 5. some shit
everyone's
like
raving Triple Crown. I'm like, he's not going to win the Triple Crown, but he's going to be close. It's sad. Me and Steele were talking before the show. Obviously, I want to see Red Sox Yankees, but this Toronto Blue Jays team is a great story. They have 1 through 9. You got George Springer, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who is probably going, Shohei Ohtani has been the AL MVP. He's already been it all year. I think they were already gonna mail it to his house. But I think Vlad's gonna intercept it.
Yeah, they're scratching the name off.
Yeah.
If he didn't pitch 100%, but I think the pitching's still going to give it to him,
You think?
which sucks. I do think it is going to happen. If he didn't pitch, this would be an electric
I just
race for
think
MVP.
if Toronto makes the playoffs, you have to give it to him.
That's right. It's the most
have
valuable
to.
player. It's your like dominance against the league and like your position.
I would like Vlad to get it because, like, dude, the way Otani's the pitcher, too, you can just fucking give him that award, like, any year you want.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, dude, all right, fine, we'll give it to you this year. Like, it's, like, not even fair.
But
try.
It's not like they're sneaking into the last wild card spot against the A's or the Mariners or like the Angels. It's fucking the Red Sox and the Yankees, and they're just like saying no. They're not taking any shit. They've won, I think, 15 of the last 16 games, something crazy like that.
4-game sweep of the Yankees as
4
well.
game sweep of the Yankees. Thank God the Red Sox are done with them on the season. Red Sox got a big series with the Orioles. It's a must sweep. They got to take care of business. Right now, they're all tied. Blue Jays, Yankees Red Sox all tied. I think they're bleeding the Red Sox by percentage points or whatever like that.
They're up.
Well, Anton's Rays are sitting pretty 8 games up, looking like they're going to be in the driver's seat in the postseason. My bottom line for me is, you know what? The Red Sox have been banged up. The Red Sox have been really banged up. I know the Steele will speak for his Yankees. But, you know, there's been so much inconsistency with their pitching and, you know, Chris Sale getting on COVID now. And, you know, big shout out to Nathan Eovaldi. He's been, you know, he's proved himself as a number 1 all season. I think whoever was on yesterday with O'Brien was talking like, oh, yeah, like if they have a 1-game playoff, you really consider Nathan Eovaldi here. Like shut the fuck up about that. But like,
Yeah, like I should be thrown off a cliff, dude.
Sterilize and execute.
No,
that name.
like Chris Sale, but yeah. At the end of the day, a couple of these guys, you know, Schwarber's coming in, gotten some nice hits. What's his name? My Bobby Dahlbeck, 35 home runs. Like,
Bobby.
yeah, that's off. That's off. But you know, he's had himself a hell of a season. He's been around 250. He has close to 20,
helped you out a
25
lot with
bombs
that,
and
'cause
75 ribs. Oh no, he's looking pretty bad for a while.
Like a month and a half ago, that take looked so much worse. Like he helped you out big time.
He's playing some good defense. Obviously, Rafi Devers has had a great year. JD Martinez is going to do him. Xander Bogaerts just coming off the COVID list. It's going to be a hell of the last 2 weeks. And, you know, I want to see the Red Sox make the playoffs. I want to see them, you know, get by the wild card game and go into the Trop. But you know what? One of these 3 AL East teams are going to the Trop, I think, unless, you know, let's see who's the...
I think it's the A's and like the Mariners.
No, but who's the league top? Oh, they're up. Yeah. Tampa's going to be probably home field advantage. So yeah, that is the killer. The winner. So not that you just have to be one of the 2 teams qualifying for the wild card game. Once you win, you get the privilege of going to playing the best team in the AL all season in terms of the Tampa Rays.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, we'll say
The AL East, man. It's crazy how the run of the AL East is just so fucking incredible.
Just Northeastern sports in general. For
Yeah, like
baseball,
because
hockey.
dude, like if the Yankees aren't that good, the Red Sox aren't that good. Like the Rays somehow become nasty, and like the Orioles for the few years they had like Adam Jones and Machado, they became good. It's like, dude, it just never ends.
43 and a half games back.
Yeah, it did end for the yeah, it ended for them big time.
quickly.
Yeah, yikes, 43.
The Jared Goff type.
Yeah, I mean, the last 9 games for the Yankees, 3 at Fenway, 3 in Toronto, and 3 at home versus
How'd
the
those
Rays.
go?
Oh, wow.
That's the last of the season. That's how it ends.
Oh god.
So what's
So it's just there. It's
Okay,
just-
so the
that's
Red
where it
Sox
is.
are 83 and 65 right now. Do that math. So that's 148 games. So they have 14 games left on the season.
There's
so
a
they
series
have
with like the Indians in
they
there.
have
too.
about like 4 series. So we're talking about so let's see, games
Any
against.
sweeps in those?
Oh yeah, this weekend you got to have the Orioles. You got to take care of business. If you don't take care of business against the Orioles, go home.
Yeah.
So you got the Orioles for 3. You got the Mets, you know, who've been hanging in there just because like their division's so bad, and even that second wild card seed is wide open for grabs. Even with a 500 record, you got there for 2, and then the Yankees for 3. The Yankees one is the biggest one of the season. There's no denying that. But I will say the Red Sox definitely have the favor here of, you know, playing Baltimore 6 games. You got the Mets for 2 games, and you got Washington who's had a disappointing season to end it out. I mean, you go down the list here. It's looking at $20 games to go to the Orioles, and then it bumps up to, you know, $7, $80 when you go to the Mets and Yankees, and then when you go to the Nationals, it's the fucking Charlie card.
Just
to get
walk
there.
in, just show up, please. Somebody
Just show
come in this
proof of
fucking
vaccination.
Yeah, just walk in the
Christ's
fucking
sake.
stadium. Yeah.
No, the whole thing for here is the Red Sox should get in. I don't know about the Yankee schedule, like you just said. It probably tough times, like a wait. It's a tough schedule there. But is Toronto gonna fall?
When
highly
see
doubt
how you play the Orioles. Like that series is the Blue Jays for me.
Yeah.
So like that, like it's like that span of 6 days is gonna figure out everything. Like even for you guys, like it's all gonna come down to those 2 series.
So you're
right there.
thinking it's gonna be you or the Blue Jays?
No, I'm saying, but on the outside, like they're gonna go against each other. Like yours still gonna like it's just gonna be. That's where it's gonna
be hell.
settled. Yeah.
So their top guy's got to be Berrios if they're throwing a 1-game playoff, right?
Robbie Ray.
Robbie Ray.
Yeah, Robbie Ray is like 13, 10 strikeout
Oh,
games or
okay.
some
So
shit
he's
like
had
that.
a big year.
Yeah, he might win the Cy Young.
I saw him fucking mouthing with you see that Orioles
Yeah,
manager? That Oriole, I mean, I didn't really like what Robbie Ray had to say. They was kind of being a puss, but that Orioles manager is an absolute softie. You're 43 and a half games back. Just shut the fuck up and
No, fight everyone. I kind of love it.
Yeah,
I kind of love it,
opposite.
dude.
Go
Yeah,
all
I
out.
kind of love it, dude.
Like blast the Cy Young winner.
the ace is on the other side of the hill with 40 games out of first place. Fuck that guy.
Snap
Are you
Vlad's
kidding me?
wrist at the plate.
yeah, go out there and take a piss on the mound.
Yeah, yeah, that guy sucks. Kick me out, dude. You're gonna beat me up, the manager of the fucking Orioles, dude. Ruin your season, you loser.
You'd be doing me a favor, buddy.
Folks, want to thank you guys for tuning in, as well as my boy Devin Alexander for coming on the pod, and Hedge Petter for making all this possible. Shout out to Slide Edge Fitness and Performance, and Braintree and Granite Links Golf Club and Quincy for making this happen. Also want to give a big shout out. 2 more games to go, Irish Pub Softball. Let's make it happen. All right, guys. That's all from Steele Nazz out there. Be safe out there. Peace.
Peace.